code utility. In this course of video, we are going to see how to do a mouse follower using JavaScript and canvas. We are going to also use HTML5, little bit of CSS, and that's it. Let's straightly jump into the project and see what we are going to do. Here I have two main files, which are my index.html file and my main.js file. I have attached my JavaScript main.js file to my index.html file with the tag of script source and main.js. To check whether your JavaScript file is being correctly mapped to your HTML file, what you can do is hold the control in your keyboard and click on that main.js link, which should take you to the main.js file, which mentioned that your file has been correctly attached to your project. So the first thing what we are going to do is how I got this template is you can type in HTML:5 and press enter in Visual Studio Code to get this HTML file based template. Here I have a title called document. I'm going to change that to mouse follower. And let's start with the HTML here. With the HTML, first what we are going to do is we are going to add a canvas tag into our project. Now when I type canvas, you see canvas emmet abbreviation. Emmet is a tool comes along with Visual Studio Code to make the coding work even faster. All you have to do is type in the stuff and either press enter or tab to get that tag open and close automatically for you. And I'm going to add my attributes to my canvas file. First I'm adding an ID. I'll give a canvas ID of canvas. Let me save this index.html file and go to my main.js file. In my main.js file, I'm going to create a constant. This constant will be named canvas, and I will access the canvas tag which I have created in my HTML file through saying document.getElementById and providing the ID which I gave to that canvas tag, which is canvas. Now I'm going to access the context of the canvas. What is the context of the canvas is that canvas defaultly has a 2D context through which we can draw shapes, fill the color, and stroke canvas using the context reference of the canvas. So we are going to name our context as CTX, and how we can get the context from the canvas is by typing canvas dot get context, and you have to pass in a string. The string is named as 2D, which gives us 2D layer of drawing capacity to our canvas. So we'll create a function and we name this function as draw circle. And in this function, first, to draw any shape, you have to begin with the path in canvas. So what I'm going to say is I'll say ctx.begin path, which is a function which allows us to draw any shapes in canvas. First you have to begin from a certain path. Before going into draw circle method, we'll create some variables above here. The variables will be x and y. We defaultly set these two values to zeros in our screen, and we take our canvas and we change the width and height of our canvas. Defaultly the width and height of canvas is set to some default value that we need to change to our entire screen size. So how do we do that is by saying take canvas width as inner width of the windows and take canvas dot height as inner height of the windows. So by this we are saying that canvas width will be my screen's width and canvas height will be my screen's height. So in our begin path, after begin path we say context dot fill style and we give a style to our circle which will be the color of our circle, which is yellow in this case. So after giving the fill style, what we do is we are going to draw a circle in our screen. So how do we do that? So we have a method called arc in context. So we need to pass, as you can see, the x, y, radius, start angle, end angle, and anti-clockwise value to our arc function under our context variable or the constant. So we have defined x above and y above, so we pass x and y, and radius of our circle can be any size as you wish. I'm going to consider here as 25, and I'm going to draw a full circle. So a full circle starts from an angle of 0 and goes to an angle of 360 degree. In JavaScript math, we do that by saying 2 multiplied by math dot pi, which gives us 360. And do we need to draw this in anti-clockwise, which doesn't matter in this case, so we say false. Then taking our context, we can say call the function fill, which will take our fill style of yellow and apply it to our context. So when we call this method of draw circle, and when we go to our index.html file, we are running already this file in a live server in 5500 port. You can do this in your Visual Studio Code by going to the extensions tab and type live server, click on the first one and click on install button, and you are ready to use live server in your Visual Studio Code. So getting back here to our index.html, when we right click here, we will have an option called open with live server. I'm not going to do this now because I have already run this project in live server. So we are going to open that. So here is the project which is running in our live server. So when we save things here, it automatically reloads here. So now as we can see, we have a yellow color which is left of the screen, and it is not a full circle because we have given our start and x and y values as zeros. These values mentions the center of the circle. So our center of the circle starts from 0 0. That's why we are not able to see some part of our circle. To make this visible for now, I'm going to give some default value here, which I will change after some time. So if we can see now, we have our circle visible on the screen. And as you also notice here, when we give 0 0, there is a gap in the screen. This is because HTML defaultly comes with a margin around it. Our body tag has a margin around it of 8 pixels. So we can remove this by going to index.html. Under head tag, I'll type style and say HTML and body, remove margin and make it to 0 pixel. So when we see now, it starts from the very edge of the screen. So now getting back to our JavaScript file, now when we can add an event listener which will make the circle follow our mouse path in the screen. So how we can do that is we say we can add event listeners to our canvas file, and as you can see there are a lot of options which are defaultly available with JavaScript. The one that we are going to use is called mouse move, and we have to pass a function to it, and we call that function as mouse move. So now we define that function, and that function accepts event as a parameter. Now if we say in this function we say x equals, we take that event, and before doing that, when we console log our event will have different values. So when we look at one of those values, we have these many parameters which are available inside that single event. So the one that we are going to focus on is called the page X and the page Y, which indicates the position of our mouse in the screen. So we are going to say X equals event dot page X and Y equals event dot page Y, and we have to save this and call our draw circle function again. But we need to do one more step. We have to go back to our draw circle file and call ctx dot clear rect and pass in 0 0, and width will be our canvas entire width and height will be canvas entire height. So what this will do is this will clear the screen. Whatever before is drawn on the screen will be entirely cleared for us to make the new drawing of our circle to be available on the screen. So now if we go back, as you can see, the circle follows our mouse. So if we close this and refresh our screen again, as you can see, it follows around wherever we take our mouse to. And as you can see, there are some scrolls available on the screen. We can remove this by reducing some value from our inner height and inner width. So if we do that, we see that scroll is being removed from the screen and we have our mouse follower ready. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. I hope you have learned something from that. Hope to see you on the next video.